You're tuning into the hottest lounge in the city.
Feeling like the number one in the game.
City Lounge. City Lounge. City Lounge. City Lounge.
Welcome back. I hope everyone's good. I hope everyone is blessed. You're now tuned into episode 8 of the City Lounge. Chit. Right? You're tuning in with your girlfriend's favorite DJ Superstar.
And your favorite homegirl, DJ Mary B. And
Let's
we
go.
are the City
Lounge.
Lounge. Yes, check. How you been doing?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm good. I'm blessed.
That's good. I hope my loungers are good.
Yes, guys.
And before we start, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, tell a friend. I'm gonna tell you this early. Tell you again though.
Comment, share, everything. Do all that good stuff, guys.
Right. Today we have a great show. We got a great episode for you.
Special guest, Black Men Style, Tita Soul.
Let's give it up.
Thank you.
Woo. There you go. Black Men Style.
Yes.
I like that one. That it's strong. You know what I mean? It's bold.
Yes.
Definitely welcome. We're happy to have you today.
I appreciate
it. I mean, you made it from where you're coming from.
There you go.
Safe and sound.
There you go.
And we're here. Everything's good?
Everything's good.
That's good.
Are you ready to let us know your life story?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Not the life story, but
Okay, guys, so before we get into it, I've known Sam for about 12 years.
Yeah, 12 years.
About 12 years, yes.
There you go. Longevity right there.
Yes, we got history. And for those who don't know, he is the one that gave me my name.
Oh, there you go.
Mary B came from Tita Soul.
There you go.
Black Men Style.
Soul. There
Sam,
you
do you want to give them a little background on how we got into the name?
All right. So, well, I mean, of course, if there's anything I'm missing, just fill it in.
Yes.
So, Miriam approached me. She was, I guess, well, let's bring it all the way back to when you first started, when you first spoke about doing the whole DJ thing. And I was like, yeah, do it. It makes sense. And on top of that, because I'm down to support that. But then afterwards, it came about, coming up with a name. You sent me a few different names.
Gemstone, guys. I was gonna be Gemstone, DJ Winter. This guy was just
and
like,
how long ago was that? 12 years ago?
No.
This was like,
No, it was-
I want to say October, like when I started getting my things. Around like October.
Okay. So it's been
2019 October, yeah. Because I started DJing December. I started coming back on the scene December.
Okay.
Yes.
And you dished me a few names, and I was like, no, they sound too generic. I feel like other people have them. So it was just like, okay, well, what do people call you if anything? And you're like, well, either Miriam or Mary. And I was like, all right, that's cool, Mary. And so when you said Mary, then first thing that came to mind was Mary J. Blige, actually.
Yes,
right.
I remember that.
Exactly. So I was like, all right, so Mary J. Blige is, she's a big artist. The name, it rings anytime you hear it. But then I was like, okay, Miriam, and then you usually go by Frank.
Yes.
But then
nobody knows about the band.
Exactly. Miriam has another last name. Exactly. So, I mean, it is your official name regardless. So Mary B made sense to me. So I was like, all right, you know what? How about Mary B? And then boom.
Just been running with it ever since.
Exactly.
Thank you, Sam. That's why it was only right to bring you on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for my name, guys. So that's where Mary B started, y'all. All right, so we want to hear your journey on Black Men Style, how it started, what inspired you.
Well, actually, for that, we've actually met before. I don't know if you remember.
I was saying to myself, Black people do look alike. There's always that familiar face. You know what I mean? Tell me, please, refresh my memory.
So this was when your wife was pregnant.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And you guys were going to be having the baby shower. There you go.
Yes.
Exactly. I wasn't sure if it was a baby shower or if it was a birthday.
Baby shower.
Okay. Exactly. Yes. My wife, she runs decoration, decor business, Golden Blush. And you guys had contacted about the sign and everything like that. and we
Look at that, full circle.
There you go. I'm telling you.
Full circle.
Shout out to Golden Blush. Shout out to Golden Blush.
No problem. Thank you for supporting.
Golden Blush.
Shout out to Golden Blush, y'all. Another black business.
There you go. There you go.
So you started Black Men Style. How
Yes. So Black Men Style has officially been running for about a year and a half now.
Okay.
About a year and a half now. So how it started was, it all started off of an experience that I had when I was visiting some family down in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
And I got to be a part of a shoot that had a bunch of black men collaborating as well. And it was the experience that I had there. It was, a bunch of different black men, doing different things, coming from
Is it
all
that
different
infamous
houses.
picture with all the black men and you were in the
No, that's here.
Oh,
That's
okay.
here. That's here.
That's
So
a dope
That's
thing.
when
yeah,
you
thank
gathered
you.
everybody.
No, so that's here. So,
Okay.
it was all based off of that experience that I had over there, and I was like, okay, you know what? At that time, I was just like, while I was down there, I was like, yo, you guys need to come down to Toronto. Let's, we do it there, and they're like, yeah, everybody's excited. Want to come around Caravana?
Exactly.
What do they call Caravana again? The way they pronounce it in the South. I can't remember how they pronounce it, but
They love it.
Exactly, it's
They
different.
love
It's
it.
different, but they see it and they want to be a part of it. So, but then, when I came back, I was just like, why would I bring them here? We have so many black men over here, and we really need to push that culture forward. We need to bring that unity together. On top of that, I think it was that summer too, that I think it was that summer. Was it that summer that Snoop Dogg had died? That got shot. I believe it was around that summer. There was a lot of stuff going on around the city, and it was just the outlook on black men. It was just a negative outlook. It wasn't a good look, and that's all the media has been pushing.
Yep.
So and that is not what we're about. Every community has their flaws. Every community has their flaws.
I agree.
And what Black Men Style is about breaking those stereotypes. Bringing black men forward. Whether it's if we're collaborating, uplifting each other, supporting each other, supporting one another. So that is what that's what comes about when we do these shoots, right? Guys from all over, just come dressed as you want to be addressed.
Yes.
Is the model, right? And with that, it's I'm telling you, it's when you're there, you really feel the energy and you understand. People see it, they're like, yeah, the pictures are nice. They love it. But then there are other people who see it and they're like, man, this is powerful.
It is powerful.
Because it's anytime you look in media, anytime you look, you're looking for, the outlook of you're looking for, the black male image. It's always negative. Negative. If not that, it's either we're just athletes, rappers, we're this, we're that, but we're in all avenues.
Or they think that we just wear hoodies.
There you go. And even if we wear hoodies, what's the issue with that? There is no issue with that, right? Because anybody else can wear a hoodie. Judgment isn't cast on them the same way it is cast on us, right?
Yeah.
But we just have to, make sure that unfortunately, we have to make sure that we're protecting ourselves, any way we can. So, Black Men Style came about, to help combat those stereotypes.
Okay.
Nice.
That's so
I like
nice,
that.
Sam. And how did you come with the name Black Men Style? Yeah. Like
So-
what light bulb went off in your head and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna name it that because it's nice, it's catchy. It is.
No, I definitely want to be a part of the Black Men Style.
Yo, it's dope. It's clean.
It makes me want to go home and find my best suit or go to the store and put on a nice outfit.
Dapper Dan.
But see, here's the thing, we've seen you online. We've seen you online. We've seen you online. So,
okay.
you yeah.
Louis inserting himself, guys. That business transaction.
So I mean, it's once you're there, any black man can fit in.
Yeah.
Nobody should ever come and feel like he can't be a part of it, right? All it is you put on your best suit. If you don't have it, I have so many guys in different avenues that if it's not them making suits, some guys either work in stores, got stylists, guys from all avenues who can advise you. Exactly, resources are all there.
Okay.
So you know, if guys want to be a part of it, all you gotta do is reach out to the page.
That's dope,
So now you guys know if you want to be a
Fellas,
part.
reach out.
Yeah.
Blackmen Style.
So all you have to
Don't
do is reach
hesitate.
out.
BLKMENSTYLE.
You hear that?
Blackmen Style. That's
Reach
the handle,
out.
guys. And so what would you say? What would you say before you got into Blackmen Style? What were you doing, and what was the light bulb that was like, yo, like this is something? I know you were talking about you being in Houston, Texas, and all that stuff, but what was the story leading up to that? Like, what were you doing?
Prior to that, is just, I guess, me really just advocating for black men and black women. You know, just, and it wasn't that I was like, you know, on a stage and doing that, but it's always been a part of me to speak on the positive, speak on the positive aspects of being black, right?
Yes.
You know, supporting, you know, black businesses. You know, even, you know, talking to, you know, maybe younger guys, you know, in the community that I might have grown up with, you know, trying to just show them, you know, a different side.
Different side,
Right,
another
because
way.
it's easy to get consumed into your surroundings.
Your environment,
It's easy. So, you know, just I guess, you know, just me being me, and just you know, pushing that love, you know, that's all it's pretty much.
Hence your name, Tita Soul,
So
because you always been about that life. Always been about that life.
Now, with that being said, I know we all face challenges, right? So what kind of challenges did you experience while on your journey to get here where you are now?
Yeah.
Challenges, because we're still pretty early in the process, I can't say there's been any crazy challenges.
Yeah.
Things have flown very well. The support has been there. You know, with people reaching out, you know, wanting to be a part, you know, volunteering, you know, things like that. It's what I think it is that maybe somebody just had to, you know, turn the light switch on, and then everything else would start flowing. That's
There
pretty
you go.
much what it is. So as for challenges, no, the black community has been behind 100%.
That's good to hear.
100%, yeah.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
And what would you say is like unique about Blackmen Style? What makes it pop?
What makes it pop?
Yeah. What is?
Look at the page. Look at the page. Look at the page. When you're on the page.
The page is dope. The page.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you,
your
thank
videos.
Thank you.
Yeah, just
Thank
getting
you.
all the black men together.
Thank you. You know, just try to, you know, whether it's, you know, repost, you know, just other guys, you know, looking a certain way, you know, if it's not that, you know, maybe shouting out, you know, some of their businesses and everything like that. Yeah, it's you know, whether I mean, there's a lot more that's you know going to circulate.
Absolutely.
But I mean, we have to start somewhere, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, you've been rocking for a year and so, right? So, who do you see yourself working with, or who do you want to work with
In the future. Yeah.
in the future to come?
That's a good question. Any of our, you know, black, any of our black leaders, any of our black leaders that are looking to have a positive, you know, continue building the black community. Anybody, honestly.
Okay.
As long as the love is there, then I'm all for it. There isn't anybody specific, you know, but anybody who's down to support the community, push the community forward,
Yes.
you know, support it in any possible way. Anybody who is willing to, I'm down to work.
Style wise, I see you working with Dapper Dad. I see you working with Dapper Dad.
Nice.
I put it out there. I put it out there.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
your
appreciate it.
videos, your style, everything is just on point. It's fire, you know?
You. Trust me, I got a lot of brothers behind me that are, you know, especially like, you know, my guy Mota. Mota has been rocking with me from the beginning of it. So, you know, listen, you're talking about fly, that man is fly.
Right.
Shout out to Mota.
Fly, fly.
There you go. Shout out to Mota.
Yes.
Mota, right?
My brother, yes,
There you go.
yes.
There you go.
So, if you had something to say to anybody that wanted to start a business, what would you tell them in terms of where you are now? What would you say?
anybody who's looking to start a business, man, just give it your all. That's all it is. Give it your all. Of course, be strategic. You gotta set things in line. You gotta think it out. But some things are just gonna flow. But when you're having your challenges, don't worry about. I'm trying to word myself correctly, but feel free to reach out to people. Especially those who are doing it. Now, it's unfortunate that there are some people who will not answer the questions that need to be asked. They're not going to, but there are people who will. So don't stop knocking on doors. Do not stop knocking on doors, because when I needed assistance, when it came to kind of setting things up, when it comes to Black Men Style and stuff like that, I reached out to people that I need to reach out to, and they answered the questions that I needed. They might not have given me the full answer, but from there I was able to formulate what I needed to formulate.
Yes.
So,
And that's actually a good answer, because sometimes people feel like they can make it or get to certain places on their own. It's okay to reach out. It's okay to ask for help. You know what I mean? So,
and it's a terrible mentality that a lot of people have. It's like, and it's a lot of people within the community. How they look at it is, they'll just look at it like, okay, well, if I don't have this started from the bottom story, then it's not real. That's not the case. Listen, when blessings are put in front of you, do not knock them. Don't knock those blessings. Even if maybe it's your parents or family members who are like, hey, you know what? I believe in you. Here's, say, $5,000. You go and start this. Don't be like, I don't want the money.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody else will take that money, and
that's an opportunity for you.
Exactly,
Right,
it's an opportunity for them. Exactly. So don't knock those things. Do not knock those things.
Absolutely.
Anybody who decides to, give you that handout, take it, thank them, and roll. Because exactly, keep moving, because you don't know what's gonna come of it.
Exactly. That's a good one.
don't let pride be the reason why you can't succeed.
Exactly.
Period.
If you look at guys like, like Donald Trump or what's his name from Amazon?
Jeff.
Exactly.
Bozo.
Those guys
Bozo, I think?
those guys got money from their parents.
Yes.
Okay, they got money from their parents.
They got what they call a startup. They
Exactly.
which is like 500,000.
They got big money. They got big money,
Yeah.
right? And look at where they are now.
Exactly.
So if they can receive that, don't be afraid to take whatever from anybody else who's offering. If somebody's offering you a car, take it, use it accordingly, but also make sure that you're thanking those people.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right?
Be
So
grateful.
Definitely got to be grateful. With that as a topic, Black Men Style. Have you or will you be doing a Black Men Style fashion show?
Give us the tea, Tita. Give us the tea.
That question has come up.
Yes.
Does Black Men Style plan on doing things within the fashion realm? Yes.
Good answer.
Yes.
I'll be
like to
finding
hear
my
that.
suit.
So you want to walk the runway?
I know models are supposed to be a certain height. I'll make a change in this world. Change is good.
We don't discriminate. Not at all. Not at all.
That's good though. That's good. That would definitely be dope to see a bunch of strong Black men in suits. It looks good. You know what I mean? And it'll be dope.
And just like, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I just love Black Men Style because I feel like it's, like you were saying, it's a good representation of Black men, especially of how they have you guys outside there for the public to see. You know what I mean? So, big ups to that.
I'm telling you, like at the shoots, the amount of the white people, white
Heads
people,
turning?
turning,
Yup.
question. Oh, can I take a picture? Oh, can I take two of you? This, that. They see it and they love it. They do love it. Okay,
They're not
and
used to it. That's
they're not
why.
used. Well, on that too. But on top of that, I mean, it's when your people see it, when Black people see it, when our people see it,
It's empowering.
I'm telling you, it's moving. It's
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
It is. It's pretty straightforward. But how did you come up with the name and the concept for it?
Okay, so, Black men.
Yeah.
As Black men.
Exactly.
So now the style portion goes one of two ways.
Yeah.
Okay, style, of course, you know, how you dress and everything like that, but in the manner that we carry ourselves as well, right? So Black people have a way of how we do things, and you see it within culture, the way we talk, the way we walk, the way we greet each other, right? When a Black man sees another Black man from a distance, he nods. Okay.
Yes.
When a Black man sees another Black man, he might not shake his hand formally, but he will, I guess you would say, dap him, fist pump, exactly, and you would embrace him. Exactly. That's the way we do things. Other people see it, and they emulate it, right? Overall, yes, like I said, like our style of dress. For example, Nike and Air Force Ones, right? Air Force Ones didn't become what it was until you had, you know, rappers like Nelly who dropped the song Air Force Ones. Yeah, we are the spice of the world.
Period. Culture.
There's no question about that. We are the spice of the world. So this style is, of course, like I said, like how we dress, but then how we carry ourselves in the manner we do it. So our style of doing things. So yeah, and then you have the if you look on the logo, there's the arrows, right? So the X one. It's my small tribute to Malcolm X.
Okay.
2, it also shows unity and strength.
Okay.
So
there you go.
So what's your goal for Blackman Style? What's your overall goal for?
The overall goal for Blackman Style is, well, 1, to combat stereotypes, but then 2, bring that Black unity. For Black men within, not just within the city, but within the country. So, you know, I mean, we got to start somewhere. We got to start within the city. Then, you know, we're going to go city to city. You're going to go Toronto, you go GTA. From GTA, boom, we go out Montreal, Ottawa, Montreal. Then, hey, if we can take it, you know, out west, you know, even though there's, you know, smaller communities of Black people, there are still groups of Black people everywhere within the country.
Yes.
Right? So, it's just moving on a larger scale.
Okay. With talking about the community, are you affiliated with any organization within the community?
Not as of yet. You know, there are some things that are in discussion right now. Okay. Things did slow down, unfortunately, because of COVID.
Yeah.
As moving forward, things are in progress.
Stay tuned. We'll be back.
So what can we look forward to in the future with Blackman Style, would you say? You can't speak on that right now?
I want to.
Will there be a clothing line?
Will there be a clothing line? Will there be a clothing line? I can't say just as yet. I mean, if there are some clothiers out there who are looking to collaborate with Blackman Style, Black owned, because that's the whole thing. It's about supporting Black, right? So if there are any, if any Black owned, clothiers, stylists, whoever, would like to, possibly be a part, then we'll talk. So there is a possibility.
Yes.
It's not knocked off at all.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's no limits to anything.
There you go. No limits.
There's no limits.
So, where would you like to see Blackman Style be? Like, what would in 5 years from now?
5 years from now. 5 years from now.
Like on billboards and magazines.
Of course, having a magazine. I would like Blackman Style to have its own magazine. 100%.
Yes, that would be dope.
And it will talk about what's going on within the community. We'll whether it's avenues as for mental health, things like that. Would really like to get more shine more light on our doctors, on our Black doctors, and on our Black people within all those industries and everything like that, because you just we are there, but you don't see it. It's unfortunate, but you don't see it. You ask a lot of people, what is your doctor? Where's your doctor from? They're not Black. It's unfortunate. I mean, thankful enough growing up we had a black family doctor.
Okay.
You know, my parents, my mom especially, has always been a big advocate for anything black. I remember when we were younger, my dad, just went out and just bought some stuff for the house. There was some African art.
Okay.
And my mom saw it and she was like, "Where did you buy this from?" I can't remember exactly where he bought it from, but he bought it from whatever store he bought it from. It was beautiful art. Yeah. And she was like, "Take it back." And I was like, "What's the problem?" I didn't understand it. And my mom was, but my dad was like, "But why?" She's like, "Take it back. If it's not black made, I don't want it in my house because everybody else is profiting off of us." Right? And at that time, I was just like, "But it's just art." I was young. I was like, "But it's just," it was like a giraffe or something like that. I was like, "Well, what's the problem?" I was like, I didn't see, I didn't understand it. But now, I mean, eventually, I got older, and it makes sense 100%. Even, and just taking it back, when I think this is about when I was in grade 8 going into grade 9. Now I have a twin sister, right? Okay. She's always been, a bookworm, but school came a lot easier for her than it did for me. Okay. So I remember the guidance counselor had, they used my sister and I as a comparison, and pretty much what she said was that by the 10th grade, I was going to drop out of school and I was going to pretty much become like all the other, the black men within the community, young black men within the community, because we grew up in Galloway. And, my mom's like, "No, that's not happening. Exactly. Like, I am going to prove you wrong. Like my son, no, that's not going to happen." Exactly. So I remember she, this was the summer of grade 8 going to grade 9. My mom and my dad, but of course your mom, who does a lot of this stuff. She found as opposed to just sending me to summer school, she sent me to a black focused summer school. Okay. Yes, they're called Higher Marks. Okay. And one thing there, it was how you dress. They made you come in uniform. So it wasn't just that they made you come in uniform, but everything had to be to the T. Right? Your nails, your tie had to be done. Shoes, always buffed. Your pants on clean, your waist. Yeah. Your neck collar, because we wore white dress shirts, could never ever. It couldn't be. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, that nails cut. Even the way we wrote in our books had to be underlined with a ruler. Okay. Everything had to be in line. You followed those neat. So you always, anytime people saw you, you look prestige, right? So I remember even walking through Galloway when I was younger, and during the summer, you walk around, of course, some of the older man and everything like that. They see you, yo, where you coming from? Right. And I was like, yo, don't even worry, don't mind it. But the thing is, I think a lot of it was like off of that, how they treated me. It was always different, because I saw how they used to like pull some of the young boys, get into this, get into that. Yeah. But they never bothered me
because they see that
they saw how
you're dressed.
Exactly. It's how I carried myself, everything like that, right? So it's crazy to think that those things are molding you for later on in life,
for who you're meant to be, right?
Exactly.
It's like a story, Sam.
So as men, we like to have our own style and stuff like that, right? Who would you say inspires you for your choice of style?
My father.
There you go.
He has been a huge part of my life. Okay. Huge part of my life. Yes.
Okay.
He is. My father has he's worked in different fields, but he's always been a man of business. And the way he carries himself, the way he speaks, the way he articulates himself, all of that, it's you see it, and that's what it's a young black man is always going to look up to you're always going to look at somebody like that is your superhero, right? Yep. Exactly. And that's why things like, especially like Black Panther, for example, right? Yes. We saw the wave Black Panther. I mean, when Black Panther came about, the way everybody was acting.
It hit people.
People were identifying themselves. People who were probably before saying, "No, I'm not African," this and that. Now they were saying, I have a place that I can say I'm from. I'm from Wakanda.
Exactly.
Wakanda forever.
And the impact that it had on the kids was amazing. Like, they finally had a black superhero, you know?
And that's the thing. It's not just the kids. It's the adults.
Yes.
The adults that grew up who never had a black superhero. Now you did. So, yeah. I mean, those theaters were packed. Black people were bringing drums, everything.
They were dressing up in style.
I'm telling you, people who didn't dress, who never had an opportunity to dress up in African attire, now they did,
made that.
right? So, yeah, it's just a movie, but it means more. It means more to black people.
It definitely hit home. It definitely made me smile when I was watching it with my daughter, especially down to the African drums in the movie. Had me like dancing, my shoulders were moving at certain scenes. So that's definitely a good pick right there. Definitely. Shout out to your pops.
Yes.
It's always good to have that father figure who knows how to dress and articulate himself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's dope.
So,
Any questions?
last question. You want to get the last question?
So, Black Men Style, right? It's your business. Now, what are some advice you would give to someone starting out, right? And wanna rise to the top? Like, what would you tell them? Like,
well, I mean, I'm personally not even at the top yet.
Yeah.
I'm only in the beginning, right?
yes.
So, man, just if you believe it,
Yeah.
just push it. That's all it is.
There you go.
If you believe it, just push it. Don't let anybody, because I mean, yeah, there are people who will tell you like, no, don't do that. Somebody else is doing this, or somebody else is doing that.
Automatically.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Just move.
Yeah.
Move. And that's the same thing I try to tell like a lot of, like you'll see, okay, there are young, black women who are like, I want to do hair, or I want to do nails, or things like that. But then somebody, one of their friends would be like, oh well, everybody else is doing it. It doesn't matter. Listen, there are girls who came into the game late, and they're booming.
Exactly.
They're booming.
Exactly.
And I'm telling them, like, you can easily make like $80,000 to $100,000 a year just doing hair and nails. You can. There's no question to ask, right? So don't let anybody stop you. This country is growing. There are clients everywhere for everything. So yeah, just keep moving.
So with that being said, loungers, the gem of the day: if you believe it,
Just do it.
just do it.
Just start.
Right?
Believe in yourself.
There you go.
Yeah, and whatever you want to do, even if, like Sam said, if everyone else is doing it, just do it. Just put your own splat on that, okay?
That's all it
That's
is.
that splat.
That's all it is.
There you go. So we have a thing called Convo and Chill, right? Where we ask 3 questions, right?
Go away.
And you just give us your opinion on it. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. There's no right or wrong answers,
Okay.
right?
All right, so the first question is, are college and university education still worth it?
Still worth it for yourself, yes. Because once you have gained that education, nobody can take that away from you, right? You are a master. You become a master of something, right? You are a graduate of something. You have this diploma. Nobody can take that away from you. Nobody, not a soul in this earth. I mean, unless you got caught for plagiarism or something like that, then that's something else. But I am still 100% for getting an education. Is it going to be the answer to whether you're going to make it in life or not? No, it's how you carry yourself after that.
Exactly.
Right. So yes, you can get that diploma. Doesn't mean it's going to secure your job. Right. One thing I've been preaching is, hey, it's your connections.
Yes.
It's your connections.
Yep, it's who you know.
What you do afterwards. It's who you know, not what you know.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Good answer.
Yeah, like it's like whatever you want to do and it works for you, then I do feel like college and university still applies. Because if you want to be a lawyer, you're going to need to finish school. If you want to be a doctor, you're going to need to finish school. So I do feel like it is still important.
Absolutely. And my opinion, I feel like it's a self-made decision. You know what I mean? If it works for you, then it does. At the same time, you can teach yourself. Get books, learn things online. You know what I mean? Just like how teachers teach themselves or the professor. But sometimes you do need to go to school to get that extra help, right?
Yeah.
So it's a self-made decision, right?
Okay. Second question: should the United States pay reparations to Black Americans?
100%, 130%.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So why I say that, because the Germans have paid reparation to Holocaust survivors. Americans have paid reparation to their Aboriginals, their Native Americans. They've also paid reparation to the Japanese after bombing Hiroshima. So, however, they haven't paid reparation to Black people. They haven't.
No.
That's crazy.
And why? I don't know. I mean, America knows. So yes, 100%, because America was built on the backs of Black people.
Yes.
Like, Black people have contributed so much to America that if they wanted to change America's name to Black, they could. Yeah.
Because our culture is so much like there. Like, it does not revolve. America does not revolve if it isn't for Black culture. You know, when it comes to our sports, our music, our fashion, everything. So it's just like, you know, and it sucks because we're stuck with it's a struggle for us to start off our own things. That's why when, you know, Black people have their own business, it's important that you support, because we're literally starting from nothing.
Yeah, we're and it's not even, we're just being denied because we're Black.
Exactly, our skin color.
Yeah, we're just being denied because we're Black. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to it. It's not like, okay, well, he's not qualified because of this or that. Like, oh man, well, look at his name. No, we're not hiring him. Or boom, like, well, I can see he's we Black Americans, and those, you know, even for you know, Black people who have been in Canada for generations. Same thing, reparation does need to be paid, because yes, Canada as well, you know, did have slavery.
Yes, they did.
Though, you know, the world likes to act like, or Canada likes to act like that didn't happen. Yes, Canada did have its Black slaves as well.
Absolutely.
So,
1000%.
Yeah, I agree.
Blank. Period.
All right, last question, guys. What would you want to be famous for?
Man, what do I want to be famous for? I used to want to be a singer, because, you know, when growing up, you know, when you're seeing guys like you know, Michael Jackson, Usher, even in high school you see Chris Brown, and all those guys can sing and dance.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Like a double
listen,
whammy.
I'm telling you, Ooh, that would have been something.
Were you one of those kids that were dancing in front of the mirror and singing?
100%. Any chance. Till this day. Don't get it twisted. Till this day, I'm still karaoke 101, you know? So, yeah.
So, I mean, you said a singer. That's when you were younger.
Yeah, okay, so you mean like
Now,
right
yes.
now? Fame is the least of the worries for me. I'm not worried about fame, you know? As long as I know I'm doing my part to impact the Black community, then, you know, so be it. Because one day, the day will come, and our kids are going to ask us, well, what did you do during this time? And you're going to look them in the eye, and I mean, there are people who are going to look them in the eye and be like, I didn't do anything. You know, I did nothing. And, you know, your kids are going to be like, well, you know, let me look up to somebody else, unfortunately, right?
No,
so that's I know that this is our time. We are the generation of change.
Yes.
Right? And we are definitely kicking down doors. We're doing our thing. We have especially we have social media as a tool. Right? So we need to make the best of it.
Yeah.
Make the best.
We're definitely capable of doing that.
100%.
For me, I feel like aside from obviously being a DJ and stuff, I've always wanted to, if I'm going to be famous, I want it to be for helping people. So I don't know if you've ever seen The Black Godfather on Netflix. Oh my God. You guys go watch The Black Godfather. This guy knows everyone, but like he's behind the scenes. Okay, so I know it's crazy. Oh, Miriam's a DJ. I actually like to be home. You know what I mean? You know, being out there is like, you know, it's like an entertainment job, but I would love to help people in terms of like even what Nipsey did, just like how you said, like giving back to your community. That's something that I would love to be famous for, because, you know, like when you're gone, you want to know that you made an impact on people and you made a change and you were there and not just talking about it, but actually doing it. So that's what I would want to be famous for, aside from being a DJ and my music.
No, Nipsey Hussle is definitely a top role model for me. You know what I mean? Especially listening to his music first and then what he grew to be. You know, definitely what I would want to be famous for is change. You know what I mean? Where the kids under us grow up to not have to experience maybe not as much. We don't know how it's going to be 5, 10 years, 20 years from now, but hopefully they don't have to struggle as much. You know what I mean? So definitely changing and helping, just, you know, helping people.
Yeah.
Well, listen, when that time comes, when the time comes for the next generation, we're going to be positioned in those places.
Yes.
We're going to be positioned in places to say, yes, you are hired because of this. Yes, you were hired because of that, not shut down because, he's black. That's not going to be the case. Those doors are going to be kicked open for sure. And, you know, just like you said, as for Nipsey Hussle, like for me, I wasn't a Nipsey Hussle, like, fanatic when it came to his music, right? But what he spoke about, the things he was doing, that's when it hit me.
Yeah,
right.
me too.
So it just goes to show, though he was a musician, he was impacting in other alleys. That's why, that's why the world cried when he died. Right.
It's your mindset, right? So if your mindset is on good and is on positivity, and it's about uplifting other people around you, then no matter what you wear, you can be in all blue, you know, gang banging, whatever. But his mindset was always different from the jump.
Exactly. He was a clear definition of somebody who, you know, carried himself one way. Yes. Like he was able to flip the script easily, right? Everybody like Nipsey was a gangster, was is what it was at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So you can try to look into his past, but it's his future is everything he did afterwards.
The past is the past.
Exactly.
I'm not there anymore.
Like, there you go. There you go.
But even if you look at old videos of Nipsey, he's always talked about owning property.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Wasn't he independent?
Yes, he was independent.
He was independent.
Exactly.
He just knew. You know what I'm saying? And so
he knew what he wanted.
He knew what he wanted, and he just wanted to be different from everybody. And I think, you know, that was amazing that he was able to impact us on the short time that he had with us. He was literally our generation of Tupac. And it was really unfortunate that happened. It's sad that the people that have an impact on black people and that are helping are just gone too soon. Everyone that like tries to preach us and tell us that we're worth this, we're good, like love yourself, it just never works out for them in the end, and that's really unfortunate.
That's why when you're given knowledge, you definitely have to soak it up. You know, while you can, while you're here, and use it and adjust it to your life. So
it was a good conversation, guys.
My loungers, one shout out to Black Men Style.
Let's give it up to Sam Tita.
Thank you.
Shout out. Thank you for joining us.
Dope interview. Everything you got going for you is dope. I wish you a lot of abundance.
Yes.
Appreciate it, my brother.
Right? And
yes.
We're going to be seeing you again.
Of course.
We got to bring you back to the
only
City Lounge.
Only
the beginning. Yes.
And it only gets better from here. So look out. Right? Thanks
for tuning in, our loungers. Thank you for, rocking with us. 8 episodes in.
8 episodes. Tell a friend, subscribe, hit that bell, share it, like it, all that good stuff.
And before we go, guys, we have to have a moment of silence. Do you remember what happened last week with my flap? We could not finish this episode without me bringing it up, guys. Okay? Moment of silence. I wear a sweater today, guys.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, so there's no flap.
What happened?
I think it's a woman thing.
Okay, so last week, before we end this, guys, last week I had an interview with JKD and D-Rock.
Yeah.
Yo, I was like, I look cute, okay? I'm there sitting, I'm there seeing rolls. But I mean, I get it, I'm thick, you know what I'm saying? That's real life. But I had to just call it out because, if we're going to laugh together.
There you go.
Not laughing at me, we're laughing together.
We're all laughing together.
There you go.
Period. I don't like embarrassmts.
But Black Men Style, shout out your tag where everybody can follow you.
Yes, where can we follow you?
BLKMENSTYL. Black Men Style.
There you go.
There you go, guys. And you heard what Sam said. Like, if you want to be a part of Black Men Style, all you got to do is reach out to him.
Yep, I'll respond. Don't worry.
Tita Soul, everybody.
Tita Soul.
8.
Thank you.
See you next time. City Lounge. Boo.